Most coaches are wasting thousands every single month, not because their offer sucks, but because their systems do. In addition to that, they also waste hundreds and thousands of pounds on multiple different softwares where GoHighLevel pretty much does everything in one package. It's like a Swiss Army knife, the ultimate utility software for kind of like a fitness coach. And in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how to use GoHighLevel, what you should be using on it, and what are the key things. And we're gonna focus on what's called the Pareto principle. The 20% of things that get 80% of the actions and the results that you're looking for in your business. So the first thing we're going to look at is something people complicate too much, which is actually funnels. So if I give you an example and I come into actually our demo account, I can show you here. This is essentially where you can build any kind of business you want and put websites in here. So what is the goal of a funnel? The goal of a funnel is to pull someone from traffic, social media paid ad, to essentially then desired outcome of what you want. So whether to book a call, opt into like a lead magnet, so you get their details, and I'll kind of show you what that looks like. So here is an example in terms of how you can basically build a funnel. If you click new funnels, also has something sick now. You can build this with AI, which I've shown in another video, but I'll show you here. You can also bring in templates, which what we do within 7-Figure Scaling Systems, we give all of our clients all of our own funnels from our own business. So you can literally just copy and paste them and just change the logo, the title, put your own video in, and then it kind of works. So this is where you don't need to be spending $5,000 on a website. Like we can literally just give you the plug and play thing in GoHighLevel, put your own stuff in it. It's very, very simple. What is cool is also the funnel AI, which I'll show you here. So literally if you just put continue, if I put the name of the business is Mike's Fitness Business, and then let's say we're going to select the industry, it's going to be, let's say personal training. Click next. The goal is to, I'm looking for a funnel for my personal trainer business to generate more leads. Content should feel friendly, professional, inspirational. So you'll basically map out kind of how it all looks. Let's say we're going to do conversational. Let's just see what that comes up with. And then essentially what GoHighLevel now will do, it will build out a template of what this funnel and site should look like and do the majority of this. Now, the biggest thing with funnels you need is kind of just like an overall framework and then kind of fill in the gaps. And one of the things we teach people to do is how to use AI to make sure your copy really, really bangs in terms of when people are coming onto landing pages. Because on funnels, the most important thing, and 80% of your advertising dollar is spent on the headline. Like what's the first piece of text? So you want to make sure that really, really bangs and is congruent to get your audience to take the action you want. Okay, so we now have got Mike's Fitness Business website that has currently been built. So obviously, as you can see, these are very stock images, but you could come in here, put your own logos, change the copy in terms of exactly how you want. You can make the buttons do whatever you want, call book call buttons. As a basic website, this is kind of all you would really need, right? So this is exactly kind of what it looks like at kind of a base level. And if I were to show you, for example, we use this for a lot of different stuff. If I show you inside some of our own funnels, we have book a call funnels. We run a lot of different types of funnels with what we do, even for like events and websites, opt-in funnels, like lead magnets. And that's the kind of thing you want. You want to have like multiple steps throughout the journey. So every part of this needs to be optimized depending on what you want. I say we give all of our clients each of the plug and play systems of exactly how to do this. So it's super, super straightforward. Now, the funnel side of stuff can get complicated for some people, and it's normally because someone's trying to sell you something. And one thing I would actually just show you very quickly that's incredibly important is when you build any website, so if you run paid advertising, you have to pay attention to this right now, like stamp this in your brain. Go into settings on the websites, on funnels, and then make sure in the head tracking code, you've got your Facebook pixel. So Facebook pixel, Google Tag Manager, we also use Hyros, which is an ad tracking software. So you want to make sure that the tracking code is in there. So if you're running ads, you can retarget off of this. This is really, really simple to do, yet most people forget. So if you're running paid advertising, please want to ask for you, go to your website, check if your head tracking code is in there so you can target these people. And if it's not there, drop a comment in below this video and say, thank you, Charlie. So that's the first thing I'll kind of look at is essentially the websites. So this is very, very straightforward and very easy to then use. What we have in addition to this, which I think is probably then the most important, is your ability to actually add more and more layers into what you're doing. So if we think about, we've now got a website, one of the things we can also do at GoHighLevel is handle conversations. So this is a demo account that hasn't got anything on it, but let me see if I can find one of our other accounts. So is this linked to an Instagram account? Yes, it is. So for example here, this is linked to one of our accounts. This is a live conversation. This is basically all linked in here. We use tagging systems in GoHighLevel to optimize the conversions with our setters. So this is essentially kind of what this looks like. And I think this is actually with one of our AI. Yeah, this is on our fitness business. And this is basically our AI covering some of these conversations coming through. And GoHighLevel is very powerful when it comes from a messaging standpoint, because our conversation bot is active here, as you can see from here. So you can plug and play AI into every conversation, or you can get it to come up as a suggestion. If you haven't watched my whole video on how to use GoHighLevel and the AI, go and check that out, because I'm not going to go into massive depth and specifically how to use it in here. It just gives the ability, if you have a lot of traffic, that you can turn AI on and it will handle all of the conversations. But also it can give you suggested replies if you don't know what to reply to certain scenarios. So this is the second big tool I would say is the most valuable thing. It's a way to have all your inbox here, have all your leads in one place, and really kind of handle that kind of conversion process. So next thing I want to walk through is the pipelines system in GoHighLevel. So you can use this to manage fitness clients, you can use this to manage the sales pipeline, you can use this to manage leads. And essentially this is under opportunities, and you can basically build out separate columns across, and you can also automate essentially what this looks like. So for example, the example we have here with survey completed, this would be, for example, with a client filled in their onboarding form, they would get pulled through to here, and then you'd have, you can assign them to coach 1, 2, 3, 4, and then see who's managing what coaches, what clients are paused, which ones have been cancelled. And then on each card, you can put individual notes. So basically, if you click add an opportunity, this would basically be what it would look like when you bring a client in here. You can also, which is quite cool, you can add and manage all the fields. So you can customize kind of a lot of this stuff, which is kind of super handy. So this is really what you want to be using for, is you can kind of build this system to exactly what you want. But as I said, within seven-figure scaling systems, what we do is we give everyone the exact thing that they need. Now, if you look at this from a leads perspective, this is one of our fitness accounts, which is automated with AI. You can see, for example, leads coming in here, which are non-tagged. There's 6,500 people that the AI has responded to. We then have VA, if they manually respond to them, not interested, ready to book a call booking link sent, 70 calls booked. This is just from AI. That's clearly a test because it says test on it. And then calls no showed. So that's essentially how you can use this as a pipeline from a leads perspective. You can also do it from a sales calls perspective, although we're not using it on this account here specifically. But what this would look like from a closer perspective, call gets booked, comes in here. Call doesn't answer, goes there. Call gets sold, comes into this column. Answer no sale, then you can obviously follow up with people as well. So that's kind of a very straightforward process in terms of how I would use GoHighLevel for all of these automations from a pipeline perspective. And one of the big mistakes that most coaches make is they don't manage their lead flow and their sales well at all. And you can automate a lot of this stuff, so then you can never basically miss an opportunity again. And with that actually comes on terms of like the dashboard tool you have here. So this one here, for example, let me see, this demo one might be better to show. So on our demo account here, the weird squiggly thing, this is Arabic dirham. So that's why it kind of looks kind of weird, but that would be, say for example, £10,000 of opportunity value is like potential leads. What your conversion rate is, how much revenue you've won. Leads this week, so like how many leads are open, how many have been closed, abandoned. You can put all your funnel statistics in here, so everything is in there step by step. Show where everyone is in the funnel, and you can customize this entire dashboard specific to your business. Now, this is one of the best things with GoHighLevel, is the data tracking ability with this. And if you're not using GoHighLevel already and you want to give it a try, there's a link below this video where you can get a 30-day free trial, test the whole thing out, and we can even send you some websites you can kind of plug and play into this. But basically, the more data you have on your business, the easier it kind of gets. You can link in your Facebook ads here as well, so it can show you clicks, spend, cost per click, click-through rate. Because if you are really looking to scale your business, the most valuable thing you need is your ability to actually track data to make the right decision. And the amount of coaches I speak to who have absolutely no idea about any of their numbers is insane. And the reason why your business can't grow is because you don't know what problem you're trying to fix. And if you use the dashboard feature in GoHighLevel, it will allow you to actually realize what the problem is, or give the data to someone who can show you what the problem is, so you can fix the business. So next thing that GoHighLevel is very good at replacing is softwares like Calendly and Call Booking. So this is demo account. I can show how sets up. So if you come in and go to calendar, go to settings, you can create a calendar here and basically kind of build out what you want. So this is really, really good whether you're taking sales calls yourself one-to-one or coaching calls, or you've got round robin, you want to spread these across multiple people. So let's say, for example, I'm going to do personal bookings one-to-one. Calendar name could be GoHighLevel test video. Select team member, I would select myself. So who's this going to be going to? You can create a custom URL, so it'd be GHL test. How long do you want the meetings to be? Obviously, as long as you want. Select the timeframes when this is open, and as simple as that. And if you click confirm, test 1, 2, 3, that's right. If you then click confirm, this will then basically build you a call booking link. Now, this software alone can cost you a lot of money every single year with things like Calendly, but if you use GoHighLevel, you can then embed that into the automations in terms of messaging, you can embed that into the funnels, you can embed it into emails, and this is how essentially you can then use as much of the software as possible to, when you pull the traffic through, to help you convert them into a sales call. So if you're running a team, what I would do is use round robin feature here because it will allow you to distribute sales calls across multiple team members. That's generally what you want to be doing there. And then if you're doing something like a group Zoom call, for example, or webinar, it allows you to do class booking there. So those are the big titles in terms of what you use. I wouldn't use a collective booking, but mainly just personal booking if it's you solo, or round robin if it's a sales or a coaching team. Now, what GoHighLevel also has is it has a Zoom integration where it will also auto-create Zoom links for you once you've actually set this up. So you can have the call link come into your calendar with a Zoom link auto-populated and have this sent to the prospects. Everything is ready to go. Now, if we jump back to conversations, the other thing I want to show you from a standpoint of what you can do actually, if you go to contacts, is you can do SMS messaging on GoHighLevel, you can do WhatsApp messaging on GoHighLevel, and this is incredibly powerful in terms of how you can do this. I'm going to go select this here, because not many people are sending SMS messages. Let me do my other account. So if we go here, so we're going to click someone with a phone number. So if we want to message someone via SMS in GoHighLevel, which is very straightforward, you can also do the same thing with WhatsApp. If you click contacts, select the person you want. On this account, this isn't collecting phone numbers, but I can show you as an example. If we click send SMS, click OK to proceed. You can select the phone number that you need to have in GoHighLevel, which you can install pretty easily under the settings section. Type out the message, and you can actually send these to multiple people at one time. You can schedule an all to go out at one time, or you can send in drip mode. You can also do the same thing via WhatsApp. So often we'll send like 200-300 messages a day out at WhatsApp, just kind of following up with leads. And you can automate this whole process through GoHighLevel, which is one of the things we show clients how to do, because this is a huge amount of leverage. And WhatsApp also has a 97% open rate, which if you look at traditional email, if you get more than a 15% open rate, that's good. You can also send emails from the feature here, provided you obviously have their email address. So again, really, really simple to do. Whatever type of campaign you will send out. So let's say it's 4th of July promo. It's actually 4th of July as we film this. You can put in a template. You can put in emails from Charlie test, and then email where you want to send it from, the subject line, and then the messages. And this is essentially how simple this is to then click and send email. So this GoHighLevel platform can literally do everything in terms of messaging contacts one-to-one, which is when you actually go back to having your sales pipeline. If you've got people who are in opportunities you want to contact, you can message them via SMS, email, you can even dial on GoHighLevel. It has pretty much every kind of tool you would really need from a lead generation perspective. It's just picking the most efficient ones for you. And one thing I would say with GoHighLevel, like 80% of the stuff on here you don't really need. It's just focusing on the 20%, like I said, that's going to get you the results. And lastly, I think if you look at payments, you can actually run your entire business from a financial standpoint from here. So GoHighLevel will integrate with Stripe, PayPal, all the big payment processors, and you just integrate the payment gateway. It will track your revenue. You can send invoices, you can send receipts. You can also create payment links in here. Like for a long period of time, I was spending £250, £300 a month for an external company just to host our payment links, Stripe links, so we could then collect money. But GoHighLevel kind of replaced that with exactly what they do. You just need to increase your payment links there. You can have lists in terms of all the subscriptions you have. revenue tracking, any open orders, abandoned checkouts, literally like the whole kind of kit and caboodle. But I would initially just keep this very simple. You need your Stripe connected, PayPal connected, track the revenue, make sure people are kind of paying on time. And then I would, in conjunction with that for your coaching business, I would use the pipeline in opportunities, and I would use this as how you actually track your coaching business. So let me just show you on this other account. So if we go to here, and then we go to pipelines, what you want to be tracking is you can link your payments to the fitness coaches clients here to make sure you can see who's paying, who's not paid. Because one of the things I found with scaling our fitness business, at one point we'd had nearly 1,400 clients, is that it gets very complicated in terms of who owes what, this client hasn't paid, who's expired, which is where you need to keep this simple. Because as your business scales, you will naturally have friction and it gets more complexity. So you want to keep it as simple as possible constantly. Now, if we live in the era now of AI and automations and how we can automate as much stuff as possible. GoHighLevel has a huge amount of automation tools it can do, and I'll kind of walk you through what kind of some of these look like and kind of what we do with some of them. So we have an AI setter we have built out into GoHighLevel, which we give to all of our clients in 7-figure scaling systems. You can use this on pretty much any chat, but then we also have automations that come in that reply to, let's say, messages for inbound DMs. If I show you, for example, some of these, we can have messages that get fired from people submitting forms from like opting in. So you would have a trigger, ad tag, create opportunity, very, very simple kind of stuff like this. And this is essentially what you need to be doing in terms of having things very simple with how your automations are working across the board. Now I'm actually going to skip to our own GoHighLevel account. I'm going to show you some of the automation ideas of what we use and what you should be using. So we have an automation that will onboard clients into 7-figure scaling systems and Fit Pro launch systems. We have an invitation to the call when they first sign up, upgrading them from one program to the other. You can build like custom workflows for all these things. When people opt into an ad, organic opt-ins, the call confirmation automations, check-ins for clients, data tracking, dialing campaigns, literally every single thing we have is kind of automated. And what's pretty sick is you can even see this one here has got 12,500, it's currently on draft now, as an opt-in flow. And this is where we're actually testing. This was actually a WhatsApp and a message automation when someone comes into our 5C course. We've actually kind of rebuilding it at the moment, but gives you an example in terms of how this is triggering when people are coming into the flow. We're then messaging them, and it's splitting into 3 different parts. This is 3 different variations of WhatsApp follow-up messages to give people value and then kind of pull people into our business, and then also ask questions to start conversations. And this is essentially how you can kind of do this. And you can see where there's a lot of people at kind of different stages of the journey here. And that's essentially, with this, as long as you have the right architecture in the business, you can build this out to essentially do anything you want. The second thing I'm going to show you is in regards to with automations, which is probably the most helpful one. Let me give this as an example. So I worked with Alex Hormozy and his team, and I made a Instagram story, which was, want to learn everything that I learned from Alex Hormozy and his team on this 2-day workshop. DME workshop, and I will send you a breakdown of it. So essentially, this is the best automation you can basically have in GoHighLevel to make your setter's life easy when you're going to get a lot of inbound messages. So for example, what we do here, customer trigger replied, workflow trigger, customer replied. You then want to add filters. So reply channel, Instagram DM, you can select comment, and then you select the individual Instagram post. You could select Facebook, you could select whatever platform you want to use, and then exact match phrase. So this one, the keyword was Hormozy. So what I would also do, because most people can't spell and are illiterate, I would normally do, I don't know, we haven't got it here, multiple variations of this. So like lowercase, uppercase, apostrophes around it, because it won't figure unless it's fire unless it's the exact phrase. That will then send, we'll tag the lead. We will then send a DM on Instagram, which is basically a holding message, and then with a wait. So we'll wait like 3 seconds so it looks organic and real. And then we then send the guide, which is a Google document. And we also ask a question here. So this is a very basic variation of this. But if I was to give you a hack for you in your business, I would do this, is I would create 3 to 4 kind of standard templates, and then I would duplicate them out for specific lead magnets. So for example, if you're a fitness coach and you give away training program, you give away something nutrition advice and something supplements, let's say. I would create 3 different automations, which are kind of generic, which are for those 3 things. And then what you do is use a spiderweb marketing method, which is essentially where you're going to use these DM conversations to then actually create more conversations and push people from DMs into Instagram. Push people from DMs and then push them to YouTube. So if I was to show you on my main account what that basically looks like in is a more technical standpoint. Let's say we do this 10 big fat hooks DM. So this is a marketing thing. So this would be basically one of our variations. First message would be the trigger is reply. We're then going to go to the add the tag, the weight. We're then going to send them the guide with a message. We're then going to wait, and then we're going to send them another message, which is then sending them to a long form piece of content. So you want to create conversions in your business. You want to take people from short form to long form content exactly like this. We then have a few days later ask a specific question, which is kind of relatable to what the lead magnet's about. So this again is helping your setters. And then about 10 days afterwards, it just sends them another video, which is relatable to the thing. So if we look here, this is a automation for 10 big fat hooks. Here we're sending them to a YouTube video, which is me talking about marketing of how to sell without selling. And ultimately what you're looking to do with GoHighLevel is create huge amounts of leverage and create systems that work without you having to do everything. And if you can stop things falling through the cracks, the faster your business will scale. Now, lastly, GoHighLevel has a huge push in terms of AI, and I have a whole video going through this. And they also have what's called the Summer of AI right now, where they're giving huge discounts in terms of exactly what they do. So what I would suggest is if you are looking to use GoHighLevel, use the link below if you're not already, and you get 30 days as a free trial. But what they also have now is they have Conversation AI, which is kind of what I showed you in terms of the DM messaging. They also have Voice AI, which can handle inbound calls, and actually you can create voice agents for yourself. So that comes in here. You've got the Conversation AI bot, which is currently here we have on our primary account, although it's turned off. If you deal with very high level people, I would not use this. It's not my opinion at the level it needs to be. You also have the ability in knowledge base to upload the actual knowledge base for the messaging you want to use. And then there's also a content AI system. So these tools, we go through much, much more in detail in the video we're going to show you at the end of this, which you can check along with. If you've taken some value from this, make sure you smash the like button, comment below any questions you have on GoHighLevel. And if you want to get the free 28-day trial, there's a link below this video where you can get that. Subscribe, and we'll see you next video very soon.